This is a static website deployed on AWS S3 with a custom domain and HTTPS. So this is my bucket. So if you want to learn how to deploy a static website on AWS S3 with HTTPS and a custom domain, just follow me until the end of the video. Hello everyone, this is Marco speaking. Today we will deploy this static website in a bucket on AWS S3 and give a custom domain to it with HTTPS. This is a static website that I found on the internet about a NFT project. It is saved here into a folder on my computer. This is the index.html. So we're going to take all of this content and put in an S3 bucket and serve this content as a static website. So let's get into it. But before we proceed, if you like this kind of content, just give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you can learn more about the AWS ecosystem. And never forget that the more you learn and practice you have, the better you become and the more value you can provide. So let's do this. To have a custom domain, the first thing that you need to do is to buy a domain somewhere like GoDaddy or even here directly on AWS with the Route 53. After buying your domain, you must create a hosted zone for your domain. In my case, for example, here I have this mpcsj.online. This is my custom domain. After creating your hosted zone for your domain, you must create an SSL certificate for your domain on US East 1. You must create the certificate, the SSL certificate on US East 1, which is North Virginia, and point your certificate to the hosted zone. Because CloudFront, which is the service which is going to distribute our website, only accepts ACM certificates from US East 1. Okay, great. Now that we have the hosted zone, the custom domain, and the SSL certificate on US East 1, let's go ahead and create the S3 bucket to hold the contents for our website. Okay, great. So here on S3, I'm going to create the bucket to hold the content for our static website. So I'm going to click here, create a bucket, and then you can give whatever the name that you want. So I'm going to call it mpcsj my static website. This is up to you. So you need to unblock all public access. So you have to click here and acknowledge that your bucket will have public access since this is a website. And for now, that's pretty much it. So this is the bucket that we're going to create. Then you click to create the bucket. Perfect. Now let me search here for this bucket, and here it is, our new bucket. So now I'm going to upload all the content from the website to this bucket. So here I'm going to click to upload files, and I'm going to upload all the files from my static website. So I'm going to copy them and drag them here into this folder. And then let's click to upload. Okay, great. After a few minutes, it depends on how big your website is, all files were uploaded to S3. So this is the content for our static website. So the next thing that we need to do is to go here into properties and enable static website hosting. So click here to edit, and then you click to enable, and that's it. The index document is index.html, and the error file is going to be the 404.html. This is optional. You don't need to put an error document, but you must pass the index document. And then you click to save changes. Perfect. So for now, this is our static website hosting. So if I click here and try to open up on the browser, you will see that this is not going to work because we will still need to configure the bucket policy. So let's do this. So let's go here to permissions, and then I need to configure the bucket policy to access the website as a static website. So for doing this, This is the official documentation from AWS to how to set up a website. So let's copy here the bucket policy. Click to edit. Paste it here. So here we need to update this bucket name to our actual bucket name. So I'm gonna copy this here and replace it here. Perfect. And now I just save the changes. Now if you go back here and refresh this link, you can see that we have this static website, but this is the domain provided by AWS S3. Now let's set up our domain to the website. Now that we have the website deployed on AWS S3 with the simple domain provided by AWS, as you can see, this is not secure because this is HTTP rather than HTTPS. So let's set up HTTPS with a custom domain. For doing this, let's go to CloudFront. CloudFront will be responsible for doing this job for us. So let's go to CloudFront. And then here on CloudFront, let's create a new distribution. So I'm going to click here. I need to pass my static website as the origin domain. So since this is a website, let's click here to use the website endpoint rather than the bucket. In this case, for communicating to the bucket itself, we're going to use HTTP. From CloudFront to the bucket is going to be HTTP. So the viewer protocol from the client to CloudFront, we're going to select here to redirect all HTTP to HTTPS. And then after this, what we need to do, let's disable this, the WAF protections. For now, we don't need it. So we need to pass the SSL certificate, which is the certificate that we created on US East 1, this one here. Let's select it here. And then let's set up for the custom domain name. Let's set up here the Cname. So in my case, it's going to be my static website.mpcsj.online. This is going to be my custom domain for my static website on AWS S3. And that's it. Let's create the distribution. Okay, great. Now our CloudFront distribution is ready. It can take some time for the CloudFront distribution to be ready, roughly something between 5 to 10 minutes. So now that it is done, so if we try to copy this domain here and paste it on the browser, it's not gonna work. As you can see here. Why is that? Because now we need to go back to Route 53 and set up the custom domain here. So let's go to our hosted zone, click here, and let's create a new record. So this is going to be the domain. So the record name is going to be my static website.mpcsj.online. So I'm going to click here to select an alias, point to CloudFront. So it's going to find automatically our distribution because I configured the Cname there. So I'm going to click here and then create the record. Let's view the status here. In a few seconds, our custom domain with HTTPS will be ready. Okay, great. After a few minutes, let's try our new custom domain. I'm gonna paste it here in the browser, my static website.mpcsj.online. If I click here, as you can see here, now we have our static website on AWS S3 with HTTPS. And that's it. One thing which is important to mention is that, in my case, it took almost an hour for the DNS record to be ready. Why is that? Because I was making a lot of experiments with the same Cname record before making the video. So whenever we are working with DNS records, you need to be patient because in some cases, even when Route 53 says it's done, it might take some time for the DNS record to be actually done because the DNS records needs to be propagated on the internet throughout the DNS servers. So just be patient, and after like 15 to 30 minutes, try to hot refresh the browser to see if it's done. If it takes many hours or even days to be ready, so probably something actually went wrong and then you have to change the DNS record and the Cname to something else. And that's it. Now you have a custom website deployed on AWS S3 with custom domain and HTTPS. I hope you liked it, and I see you in the next time.